Alright, what's up, people? It's your boy Philly Mar, and I'm here with my bro Ace. And so, you know, man, today was a really good day. You know what happened today?
The Eagles actually won.
Uh, man, I hate to put it like that, but yeah, we actually won today. Man, that today's game was a thing of beauty. Man, holding the Broncos to just 13 points. Man, we're clicking all over the field. Tell me. Alright, so we're going to talk about, go for our 2-pointer right now. Talk about what went right today. And we're going to give you our extra pointer to end our segment. So let's start off with point number 1. What do you think went right today that was a key to the Eagles winning?
Well, last week against the Chargers, the offense played very well. The defense struggled. This week, they both the offense and defense played very well. Jalen Hurts actually, for the first time, really since he had some good moments this season, but really since the Falcons game, this was the first game that he really looked like a franchise quarterback. And Darius Slay last week, he played horrible. There's no other way to put it. And the whole defense, he's the best player on the defense. The whole defense played bad because of his poor play. This week, he played awesome, and the rest of the team, the rest of the defense also played very good. So I feel like, that was major that both of the leader of the offense and the leader of the defense both played very well, and that the course that equal out with a win.
Yeah, so I was also thinking that, man, the offense, what really helped us to get the most out of Jalen Hurts is actually utilizing our running backs and getting the running game going, because you could tell the difference. It feels like the energy is rejuvenated with having Jordan Howard, Boston Scott, Kenneth Gainwell a little bit in there, but really it's led by Jordan Howard and Boston Scott. You could feel that juice on the offense, giving Jalen Hurts, more of a break. He doesn't have to not just pass 40 times a day, but also be the leading rusher. He, it's a little bit of a break for him, and I think that's been very beneficial for the offense, because that Jalen Hurts being a mobile quarterback, throws off the defenses too. You never know if he's going to keep the ball or if he's going to hand it off. So the irony of it, though, is, to me, is Miles Sanders is hurt. He's eligible to come back next week off of injury reserve, but man, it's a shame, though. It seems like
We don't need him.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
But no, it'll be good. Miles Sanders came back. I'd like to see, although Boston Scott has been really good, I prefer that it be the two-headed monster, Miles Sanders and Jordan Howard. But but all the running backs really been playing well. Kenneth Gainwell, he was playing well before Miles Sanders got hurt, but for some reason they actually used him less since the injury of Miles Sanders. You would think they would use him more. But so that's just kind of weird. And he really didn't have a bad game, not too bad of a games before, to make them want to bench him. So that's kind of strange.
Yeah, I think it's just that probably how they had it drawn up was probably the packages having with certain running backs together. We're not the coaches, so we don't know for sure. But I say that they probably have the offense designed for Jordan Howard and Boston Scott. Obviously getting the bulk of the carries, and with utilizing the dynamics of Miles Sanders and Kenneth Gainwell. That's probably what they probably had stuff specifically drawn up for them earlier in the season. Before obviously Miles got hurt. But I'm hoping that Miles comes back next week against New Orleans, because man, I'm getting vibes from last season with Philly versus the Saints. Jalen Hurts coming out party. All right, but But that's going to drive us into point number two. So, yeah. All right. So I'm thinking, next week versus the Saints. What are the keys to victory carrying over to New Orleans? What do you think?
Wow. I would say that the Saints this year, they've been up and down a lot. With Jameis Winston, they was actually doing pretty well passing the ball. Trevor Simeon took over this week, and they actually took a minute to get into a good rhythm passing the ball, but finished. They lost the game by 2 points, but they was in it for most of it. So that shows that even though they lost their starting quarterback, they're still a pretty good team. So the very talented on offense and defense. I would hope to say that the Eagles, continue being balanced because that's what really worked this week. They was more balanced from the start of the season. Really, a lot of the games they lost, they probably would have won. So that's them continue to run and throw the ball a good amount of time each, and the defense. Really, back to the offense. The offensive game plan has really been good, and that was a bad thing at the start of the season. The last couple of games, the play calls have been pretty good. We've seen Devontae Smith play very well, so just want to see more of that and more of the defense, being aggressive.
Yeah, and bounce off the Eagles. They gotta be balanced. Have a with that running game, passing game. They have to stay balanced, like how they were today against the Broncos. But back to bounce off that point about Devontae Smith. And man, he went crazy today. You can see he's the franchise's wide receiver. Going forward. For however long. Hopefully 10 or more years. Man, but he truly looked like number one receiver. Especially with that touchdown catch, that Moss over. Yeah, that catch on Patrick Surtain, that touchdown. That was man, that was pretty crazy. And Patrick Surtain, he's just not like he's any rookie cornerback. That dude,
he's the rookie cornerback.
Yeah, yeah. And in other words, he's kind of like he's to many he seems like he's the next coming of like
Marcus Peters.
Yeah, like Marcus Peters, Jalen Ramsey type guy. I always thought that he had Jalen Ramsey potential in college, and you saw he's had pretty good season so far. So that just lets you know that Devontae Smith, that says a lot to his capabilities, and so going forward, I think he's going to be an important part of the offense. And if Jalen Hurts plays good, Devontae Smith is going to be good, and the future is pretty much secure. So that's another major thing right there. But the key to victory against New Orleans, though, like you said, like we said, stay balanced on the attack. Defense can't surrender over 20 plus points, especially against the Saints. You get them rolling. If Alvin Kamara, if he's healthy next week, it's gonna be and they got Mark Ingram back. Mark Ingram's been looking pretty solid. So if that duo, the running defense hasn't been consistent this season, so we want to make sure that we're able to contain the Saints running game, and then the cornerbacks obviously they'll be able to do their job, and we want to try and hold them under 20. So, and to close out this segment of the show, we're gonna go for our extra point. So, what do you think on the outlook of the season? Do you think the Eagles could, at this point, push for a wild card in the playoffs?
Yeah, and they could. Team, they've been real competitive the last couple of games, so that carries over to they got a very favorable schedule coming up. They got the Saints that's been up and down. They're 5-4 right now. Then they got the Giants, the Jets, mixed in Washington. So they got the Giants twice, Washington twice. So both those teams are been terrible this season. Washington that's coming off a nice win against the Bucks, but overall they've been terrible this season. So they got real sad at winning out. So it's very possible that they could make a wild card team because they're very talented. Just been growing pains this season that's really been holding them down.
And let me ask you: do you think we're gonna beat Dallas?
I say no because Dallas. I'm not gonna be biased. I'm just gonna be honest and say Dallas. They got a lot of firepower. You saw what they did to the Eagles when they played them the first time this season. And Dallas, people think Dallas is gonna lay down the last week of the season, but they're gonna have to play for try to get that number one seat, but because it's a tight race, so I don't see them. I see them still be in the mix for the top seat and having to play where they want that top seat and not during the last week of the season. So that's why I say no, that they won't beat the Cowboys because the Cowboys are going to still be playing hard. They're not going to play their backups. They're most likely going to still play most of their starters throughout the entire game.
Hold up a second.
And try to win.
No. Listen, you screwed up when you said that you didn't think we were going to beat Dallas. And so, man, first of all, you don't say that to a bunch of Philadelphia
They'll
fans.
beat Dallas if Dallas play their backups for sure.
No,
if they play their starters.
No. You don't try and that's like a cheap victory if anything. Nah. What I think
that's what the Eagles are good for.
No, we weren't. The offense wasn't being. The scheme wasn't opened up. In that game against Dallas, the running game was given up on, just like most of the games during the beginning of the season. So I think the offense, it's a different looking offense than it was the first few weeks of the season right now. So I'm gonna say we can. It's highly possible we could win out the rest of the season. Now I'm not gonna guarantee anything because obviously anything can happen, but I think it's highly possible we could win out. We should beat the Chargers.
Devontae Smith is afraid of Diggs.
He did not just say that. No, that's not. That's not true.
Michael Parsons.
That's a lie. That's a capital lie with an L. Yeah, yeah. So I believe it is possible that we will beat Dallas. We could come in. It's a possibility. Small possibility of hope that we could win the division. But I'll say reasonably we could actually be team number 2. Pull off a wild card seed and so and so. So I guess that'll wrap us up for this evening. The Fly Eagles Fly. Please catch us again next time. Make sure you support our channel. Hopefully, fellow Philadelphia natives, Eagle fans. Alright, so we're gonna end Eagles forever. Alright, peace out, yo.